Now, I'm going to do a bit of singing in this video. Let's see if this works. This video might go off when I click away from it, but let's go. You can join in if you want. It's about Scotland's most successful football club ever. Play the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone. I can't sing, but I'm getting amongst the atmosphere of this old Rangers clip from about 20 years ago. Better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. Oh, that was close. They then go to do on a chorus of their own, which I will not be repeating. This video is still recording, that's good. Yeah, I thought I'd do a video about Rangers. God, my hair is awful. Let's see. Is that better? Is that worse? Better? Worse? Ooh, I'm actually growing my hair at the moment, but enough about my hair. I don't want to get off topic. I thought I'd talk about Rangers. You saw me wear my t-shirts over there. This is actually my older Rangers t-shirt. I've got a newer one, a current one, Rangers mug. Also got Rangers duck. So you've seen me wearing tops over the years and mentioning Rangers over the years on YouTube. I was just Rangers daft when I was a little kid. My first school photo was wearing a McEwen's lager top, Rangers. People often wonder, why do you support Rangers? I'm like, well, it's kind of a simple reason. I think about 25 years ago, see my mum's side are all Aberdeen fans, and I probably was just like, oh, fuck Aberdeen Football Club. I want to support that team in blue. And you know, whenever I seen Celtic football top, I was probably like, who the hell would want to support a team with such an ugly strip? No, but in all seriousness, the only reason there's you know, people could say, oh, you like them because of this, you like them because of that. No, the only reason I started supporting Rangers Football Club at a very young age, just about 2 or something, and then, you know, I'd get more involved with them later on. But the original reason I started supporting Rangers Football Club was solely because I liked the colour blue, better than red. That was it. That was it. And it was Rangers daft, and I got all the signatures from the team of the early days, you know, from the 9 in a row team. You know, I've got McCoist, I've got Gaza, Lydrup, Andy Gorham used to have the goalkeeper's top as well. I've got a lot of Rangers tops from the years and decades now. I'm getting old. I've got a lot of signatures from Dick Advocaat's team. Remember my first time at Ibrox. I went with my older sisters from my father's side, who I don't speak to now, but they're if I ever reunite with my dad someday, we could have a nice Rangers conversation, because I've yet to have a conversation with man, but I'm not wanting to turn this into like a negative father thing video, but I haven't saw him in 15 years. Last time was at one of my older sisters' parties, who mentioned it. I went to them with them to Ibrox. It was my first time at Ibrox. So obviously I get the Rangers gene from that side as well. That could be another factor, not just that I like the colour blue better than red when I was younger. But I also used to go to the Den Park games, because one of Mum's pals was a big Dundee fan. I used to go with him to the Rangers v Dundee games when I was younger as well. And it was during when Dick Advocaat was the manager, and the Dundee fans had a chant I can still remember. It was he's bald, he's fat, he's going to get the sack, he's Advocaat, and he ended up getting the sack that season, I believe. But yeah, I was often going about how the 1990s were, you know, that was my childhood. I was, you know, 2 to 12, so I always regard my childhood as being the legit happiest time of my life. You know, I grew up with a great family, loving family. And some of my highlights were a mixture between watching wrestling and watching Rangers Football Club. Whether it was with my mom or my uncle, we used to have great banter together. We still do, any time I'm around his and there's a game of football. It doesn't need to be Rangers, but if there's a game of football on, we enjoy watching it together, and there's always banter. And so yeah, I thought make a video about my favorite football team. I've never changed teams. Yeah, there'll be a joke. Oh, I'm a zombie now, and they're a new club. Blah blah. Fuck you. There'll always be it doesn't matter what happens. There'll always be the same Rangers I supported when I was like 2. So yeah, new club. But not a fucking new club. Okay, I'm gonna be wild here. But yeah, I thought I would make a video about Rangers. I used to think it was Gordon as well when I was younger. I used to think I was quite good in goals. And I believe I was, if I was a little bit taller. Not that Andy Gorham was the tallest goalkeeper ever, but I think if I were a little bit taller, I would have been a great goalkeeper. Perhaps I would have, went down the football route some days. That would have been awesome. I wouldn't have been one of those fans who ends up playing for Aberdeen Celtic. I could never, I wouldn't wish any harm because it's just football in any club. In fact, I've got Aberdeen Rangers fans, going about Rangers dying so much. They're totally obsessed. Some fans, some of my friends are totally obsessed with telling me Rangers is a new club, which, it's like, oh, come on now. You're like, he's got nothing new. But I personally wouldn't wish any football team in the world dead, including Aberdeen Celtic, because God, how boring would that be? The banter. I love the banter between the fans, and I think it'd be really boring if one of our rivals were to disappear. That's just my opinion. I know some Rangers fans would love both to disappear, and I hatred for both Aberdeen and Celtic. I used to hate Celtic more growing up because it's like, who gives a fuck about Aberdeen? They're bottom, should be relegated, But later on, I realised why Aberdeen fans are really annoying. Let's just say really annoying, and they annoy me more. They annoyed me more than anybody else during 2012. Let's just say in Aberdeen, I hate them more than Celtic now. But yeah, it's been battling mental illness, and two of the things that have helped me over the years, take my mind off things have been wrestling and Rangers Football Club, and they've been a great joy to my life. In fact, in upcoming video, I'll go through all of my Rangers tops and I'll show you them all. I've got one from, it would be about 2000s, early 2000s, I think, during a time Claudia Reyna was playing for Rangers, and it was during a time every kid was getting a name on the back of their shirt, and I think I probably got it in Glasgow, this top, and the guy was like, do you want Michael Moles? I said, no, I'm not really a big fan of Michael Moles. Do you want George Alberts? No, I think he's overrated. Do you want Barry Ferguson? No, I don't want Barry Ferguson. I want Claudia Reyna. I'm probably the only person with a Reyna top, because nobody else had his name on the back of his shirt. And he wasn't a really particularly good player. I don't know why I chose him, but I wanted Claudia Reyna instead of the usual suspects at a time like a Michael Moles or George Alberts or a Barry Ferguson. Looking back, I didn't really rate George Alberts as a player when I was growing up, but looking back, he was the hammer, wasn't he? He hammered in some great goals. And, I would say probably my fondest memory of watching a Rangers game was against Celtic. And Celtic were at the top of the league. It was one of the New Year's games. I was watching it with my uncle at my grandma's house. And it was a very tense game. Bowman Fox ran onto the pitch, Commentating was by Martin Tyler and Andy Gray, the two best Sky Sports commentators. To hell with Gary Neville, he's horrible to listen to. But anyway, Andy Gray was commentating, and Blooming Fox ran on the pitch. I mean, it stopped play for a while, and then Lydrop, he got the winning goal, and also Gorham, he saved a pen against Peter Van Hooijdonk. And it was just, it was a tense game throughout, but in the end, Rangers won. There was all this drama, Lydrop scoring, the Blooming Fox running onto the pitch. Gorham, the hero, again against Celtic, which is such a tense game, and the Rangers went back on top and would go on to win 9 in a row that year. And it was, just some of my legit happiest memories were of watching wrestling when it was good. Your Hulk Hogan's, your Steve Austin's, your Shawn Michaels. So when it was good, and I've always loved Rangers Football Club. So I thought to make a wee fun video about them, and one day I'm going to go through all my tops. And also, there is a video out there when I was a kid. None of it still works or exists, but there was a video when I was just about 8 or 9, and my cousin and sister in the background are flying a Rangers flag, and I'm blooming singing in my Rangers top. I was only a kid. Unchained Melody. It was a Christmas video. Uncle Took, and I'm not sure if it still exists. I'm going to try and find it. If I ever get my hands on that, I will I'll see how bad it is first, and I probably will upload it to YouTube. PMDB when he was young.